There are a lot of things to learn in business. One area in which I highly recommend for you to lean into is learning about your financial statements or your business financial health. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can use QuickBooks with Honeybook. Honeybook is one of the platforms in which I recommend specifically for service-based businesses. Myself personally, I use it for both my event business as well as my consulting company. For those of you that are new to my page, my name is Jessie Gary. I love talking about all things systems and operations to help entrepreneurs that are looking to streamline their services so that they can have more efficiency, which means just make more money and not be stressed out. In this video, I want to be able to educate you on how to use Honeybook with QuickBooks. If you are not currently using either one of those platforms, I do have a link in the description so that you can use a trial and save some money on the account. For anyone that's been using Honeybook for over a year, you've been seeing a good amount of new integrations that have been introduced to the platform. One integration that has been around for a little bit is the integration with QuickBooks. The easiest way that I can describe Honeybook is that it is a CRM platform that allows for you to do everything from sending out information to clients, emailing, proposals, brochures, schedule meetings and appointments, as well as a ton of other things. And for those of you that are getting introduced to Honeybook, I'm sure you're going to get super excited about some of the new features. However, today's video is going to be talking about how to use Honeybook and how it can benefit you to use QuickBooks as well. For the last 10 plus years, well, actually, for the past 20 years, I have been using QuickBooks. I have been using QuickBooks because I learned at a very young age the importance of keeping track of your business expenses so that you are able to have an easier transition when it comes to tax season, and that is coming up right around the corner. So I find that with using QuickBooks, it helps me with three main things. And so in today's video, I want to dig into those options for you. You may be in a position where you don't know exactly which QuickBooks platform to use. I do recommend for individuals to first start out with at least QuickBooks Self-Employed because it is a little bit more user-friendly until you are more confident with using the magnitude of QuickBooks under the QuickBooks Online version. So the first benefit to actually using QuickBooks with Honeybook is that with the integration, it will be able to communicate between each other. So every time you have a new invoice that's created and a client signs that contract, that will communicate to Honeybook will communicate it to QuickBooks. So you'll be able to have an accurate view of what's coming in. Yes, Honeybook does do a really great job of keeping track of what is coming in revenue-wise. However, one of the things that I like to be able to do, because I'm paying vendors, I have a lot of things that I track in both of my businesses. I like the fact that I can go into QuickBooks currently with what's available to be able to run specific reports and have a better understanding of all the things that are a part of what it takes to run my company, because I find that sometimes, especially in the social media space, you just hear people talk about revenue all the time, and we're not getting a lot of conversation about what profit looks like and how to actually find that out. So I like the fact that QuickBooks will allow for you to have easy access to your financial statements. And the beauty about it is that QuickBooks does have a mobile app. I often tell my clients that if you at least get the QuickBooks Self-Employed, the beauty about the mobile app is that it will give you the opportunity to designate if an expense is personal or for business, because you want to be able to keep that clear. And to be very honest, it's really important to have a separate bank account for your business expense. However, I know that because that was me at one point, and it's been different points of my career where sometimes you might not have your personal bank card on you. So then you find yourself using the business one, or maybe you're just getting started out and you don't have a business bank account and you're using one bank account. I do recommend getting that changed. However, if that's where you are right now, I do recommend you doing your best at keeping track of those expenses. So you will save time by using a platform like QuickBooks to be able to easily say that this is something that was a business expense and this was something that was a personal expense. The second benefit is that you'll be able to get detailed reports. One of the things that I have to do every year, because all of my partners are 1099 vendors, especially because of the amount of revenue that comes through my event business, I need easy ways to keep track of how much I paid specific vendors at the end of each year so I can easily create 1099s. I'm aware that QuickBooks even has a feature to easily create 1099s. I have not personally done it this way. However, this is something I probably will try out this year. The beauty about using Honeybook with QuickBooks right now, as your business continues to grow, you will find yourself in positions where you will need to provide reports and specific documents with ease. Recently, I was doing a challenge with Michelle with Mastering Bookkeeping, and it was called Unlock Your Financial Roadmap. Some people were finding themselves challenged with keeping up with some of the work because they hadn't converted to using an electronic system like QuickBooks. So if you're in a position where you may be interested in starting to get business loans and business financing and grants, they will require you to have professional documents. So if you are not keeping track of this in an organized way, it can potentially impact the ability to get access to additional funds so that your business grows. So by using Honeybook to keep your business organized, keeping track of revenue that's coming in, process your payments all in one centralized location, then using it in conjunction with QuickBooks, you will be able to have better clarity about what's really going on in your business from a financial standpoint. So if anyone needs to get access to any of your documents, you don't have to worry. You can easily just go into your system and pull it up within a few minutes. The third benefit that you will find is that it's going to be time savings. I am not quite sure as to when QuickBooks released this new feature where you can save rules, but since they have done that, it has made life so much easier to keep on top of the expenses coming outside of my business. As I mentioned, I recently did a challenge with Michelle at Master Bookkeeping, and she is a QuickBooks expert. So if you are looking for assistance with getting into QuickBooks because you may already have an account or you just need clarity on how to go about using the platform, I do recommend you reaching out to her. I will have a link in the description so that you can reach out to her. Believe me, I had to pay someone multiples of thousands of dollars to clean up some activities from the previous CRM system that I was using because it wasn't communicating well. And paying someone to clean up stuff because you don't know how to do it, it is not fun, but you do it when you have to pay someone to do it. But that's why I've been recommending to everyone to reach out to Michelle, because it will change your life, and then you'll be able to have more understanding about your business and where it is financially. So when I talk about saving time, we save time by understanding the health of our business. With the rules, if you know that you have specific transactions that are always coming out of a specific account, what will happen in QuickBooks is that it will see that this transaction is coming out of your bank account, and you've already said that this was a subscription, or this was a membership, or you might have been paying rent, or some other repetitive expense that you have coming out on a monthly basis. What the technology will be able to do is match it quickly, and you won't really have to do anything. Most of the times now, when I open up my app and I'm designating my 30 minutes to clean, like match and pair things up, most of the times now I just open up the app and it'll say you have 17 expenses that were just matched, and then they go to the appropriate designation. I do check real quick to make sure that the designations are correct, because sometimes, like if I use pay through PayPal for specific apps, PayPal doesn't say that this one's for this and this is for the other. So I do have to do a little bit of manual manipulation there. However, everything else goes to the right column, so you're not spending a ton of time with trying to keep that stuff organized. I can easily run reports in Honeybook to show my revenue and keep track of all that stuff, as well as running my reports in QuickBooks. I can neatly provide my tax professional with all the information she needs to do my taxes. The more disorganized you are when it comes to creating your taxes, the more expensive it's probably going to cost you. So this is why you want to stay organized when it comes down to tax preparation and keeping your information organized. I know in the beginning, you'll find yourself wanting to save money by not having to pay for specific subscriptions, but you have to be present to, is this really going to cost me money? If it takes you months on months to be able to keep track of your finances, or you might not be the best at keeping track of receipts when you go and pay for things for your services, or you might find that you're not keeping track of mileage, this is where using a platform like QuickBooks will be a game changer for you, because keeping track of your revenue is one thing. Understanding how much it really costs to run your business is another thing. And this is why using both platforms will really help you with being able to understand what's going on in your business. Because this year we're really leaning into not just making money, having profit set aside. I know one of my personal goals is really getting into even doing savings for myself, as well as savings for the business and reinvesting into the business. But if I'm only focusing on the revenue, it's very hard to know what else is going on. So I hope that you look into both platforms. And if you're not using QuickBooks, you're more than welcome to take advantage of the discount link that I have in the description. But I want to start having this conversation this month. I'm going to have a lot of videos about understanding your financial statements and understanding the key things to run your business from a financial standpoint. So I look forward to having some more videos that are going to help you with understanding how to maximize your time with using CRM systems or all-in-one systems just like Honeybook, or using financial platforms like QuickBooks to help you with keeping your finances organized. All right, that's it for today.